Well guys, I hate to say it, but I think summer is officially over. Look at all these leaves I've got to pick up. We have a really beautiful tree up here, but it really just covers the ground, and that's a homeowner problem. Today I got my Ford hat on, I got my Ray-Bans on, and let me tell you why I got the Ray-Bans on. It's basically because I have an obsessed fan, and he called me a crank yanker. Crank yanker. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but if you're watching, these are for you. Okay, but all serious, I want to do a little update. Welcome to the family video for the Raptor. You know, I got the truck about a month ago, and I have a lot of really good things to say about it. But there's also like some kind of weird things. I think that the truck might have had some extensive modifications in the past. Hopefully some of you guys might be able to tell me if my thinking is correct. But first, I just realized I got to pull off these dealer plates that we can't do that anymore. So just one second. First try. What do you think? Nope. I thought about faking you guys and knowing what it was before, but I'm not going to do that because you guys can trust me. Okay, this one's probably it though. Hey, you know what? They're actually... I can turn it. Who drilled this thing in here? Garbage. Garbage. Why do people do that? Is there a freaking... Is there a freaking washer on the back of this? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding. I can't get up there. Okay, got it. What do you guys think? The same size for the back? Of course not. Well, that was a pain in the ass. Okay, so 2013 Ford Raptor. It's got the good motor in it, the 6.2, which is a huge reason why I got this one instead of the Gen 2. More on that in a little bit because that was not the main reason. Tuxedo black. It had about 80,000 miles when I bought it. I've been driving it a good amount. It's got a, you know, maybe close to 81,000 miles on it now. And before everybody asks in the comments, I paid almost $32,000 for this. But yes, I did get a warranty, a 5-year powertrain from the dealer that I got it from. So that was nice. As you can see, it has an aftermarket bumper. I don't really like that, the iron cross stuff. But whatever. It's got aftermarket wheels. Ultra Motorsports. Whatever. With some Toyo Open Countries. They look good. It also has a deer whistle. So that's really important. It has some cheap generic fog lights. which I actually had to wire those things up because they were cut, but I wired them up and now they work fine. And here is where we'll get into the interesting stuff. Obviously just the 6.2 liter, okay, but here is something that is a little interesting. Can you guys see that? It's a catch can, a JLT catch can. Why would somebody put a catch can on what appears to be a stock motor? Is it stock? Okay, we go over here to the gas cap. Premium fuel only. It doesn't come like that from the factory. One more interesting tidbit. Both driver's side vents have been removed. See, they're supposed to have the little doors. They got nothing. My guess is that maybe there was a boost gauge or an AFR gauge. So it's possible that the truck had a supercharger on it before. Maybe it's still running a tune. I'm not sure. I don't care that much because these motors are proven. They handle boost fine and the truck runs really good. So I don't care that much. However, it would be nice to know the history of the vehicle. But in this situation, whatever, it was at a dealership and I just kind of went for it. You know, it was spec the way that I wanted. It was the right color, and it drives whatever, as far as I know, like perfect for a Raptor, maybe even better if it does have a tune. The only way I think to really find that out is to stick it on a dyno. So I need to call my friend Aaron and make sure this thing will fit on the dyno down at max RPM. I'm not sure it will fit. They mainly do Porsches there. You guys remember the Viper's been on there. I actually need to get the Shelby on that dyno too. But that'll come soon. I will stick this thing on a dyno. Oh yeah, it does also have an exhaust cutout. By when I say cutout, I just mean, see that? Like a resonator delete right there. Now this is a serious question too. I'm gonna try and stick the camera under here. The truck has got a little bit of rust on the underside of it. You guys think it's a big deal or not? I guess the frame actually looks pretty good. The skid plate doesn't look like it's been really bottomed out too much. I might get it sandblasted for some rust removal, but I'm not actually sure yet. The bed, standard 5.5 foot bed. I've had the truck a month. 2 people have already asked me to help them move things. I've made 2 runs to the dump. One was with a mattress and the other was with a couch. I don't know, I guess people just think if you have a truck, you're like, whatever, you're ready to like move everyone's stuff, you know? I was telling my wife, I was like, we're not garbage men, you know? This brake light up here, it's white. I think I'd like to get a black one, so that might be coming soon. The bumper does not sit perfectly square. You can see how it like kind of, it's slanted inwards a little bit. There's a little bit bigger gap here. Oh yeah, now you can really see it. So I'm gonna probably have to take it somewhere, get underneath it, pull the bumper off and reinstall it. The back, there's tons of room in here, which has just been awesome. It's got a subwoofer over there. Who cares really? 12 volt power, which is nice. These seats have actually never been down since I've had it, because The best part about this thing is I just let the dogs jump in here, you know, who really cares. It's got an option with the sunroof, which is awesome. I love that. Yeah, other than that, pretty standard. Just huge huge interior. It's hard to say. I will say this thing is coming off on the steering wheel, my little driver's line. You can see that. But I have a new one coming. Stay tuned. I went with a different color other than red. You guys can probably guess what color. The seats are nice, little blue accents, Raptor. They're heated and cooled, in really good condition. Happy about that. Some of the cool, really cool features that are boring to you guys, but I have never had them before, is this keyless entry. So I can put in my code, and what that is cool for, like when I go to the gym or if I go to work or something, I don't have to take my keys. I can just leave them in the truck, you know, lock the truck, and then when I get back I just hit the key and whatever, I can get in. So that has been cool. And then also the other thing is remote start. I have not had a vehicle with remote start on it. Most of my vehicles have been manuals, but check this out. I mean, let's listen to this. Cold remote start on the Raptor here. Let me try one more time. Nope. It might actually not start with the hood up. Okay, let's try it now. All right, perfect. All right, yeah, I'm gonna let this thing warm up a little bit and then show you guys the best thing about the truck. Yeah, let me close the garage. Hey Zerg, Kerrigan, you guys want to go for a ride? Is it okay? Hey Zerg, don't take that toy. Drop the toy. Hey, drop that toy. Go outside. No, go outside. Go outside. Stay. You gotta tell him to stay. Alright, so now check it. I can just come over, push in my code. Ah, you guys thought I was gonna show you my code. Open the door. Stay. Hey. Hey. Stay. Stay there. Stay. 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 Okay, come get in the back. Kerrigan, get in the back. Kerrigan, get in the back. Zerg, get in the back. All right, let's take this thing for a ride, and I'll give you some of my first driving impressions. We do have a nice backup camera. There's two dogs hanging out the window. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about why I bought this truck. Really, the big factor was I spent about 3 months trying to talk my friend Brian into buying one of these trucks. And what actually happened was I talked myself into buying one. So I know that I sold the Viper, I sold the M5, and I kind of consolidated vehicles with GT350. Now last year, winter specifically, I did have to drive my wife's Jeep. We got maybe 3 feet of snow at one time. And so I had to drive, obviously the M5 was done for, but the Jeep was cool. And I had to use that, and Andrea actually had to walk to work, which we don't live too far from her work, so that's all good. But it was a little impractical, me thinking that I could daily drive the Shelby GT350 through the winter. So that was kind of out of the question. Now, something that goes along with driving it in the winter is that I can't really create content either for the channel during the winter because I can't drive it. And I'm not in a situation where I'm ripping the car apart and, you know, putting twin turbos on it or anything like that, right? So it's just kind of in hibernation. I might take it out a little bit here and there if we got some sunny days, but for the most part, Shelby is done until spring. The Raptor, on the other hand, I have no problem doing some modifications too. In fact, I already have parts on the way for this truck, and this is going to allow me, obviously, you know, to be able to drive whenever, any condition through the winter, right? That's priority number one. Priority number two is being able to throw the dogs in the back and just having a really good time with that. And then priority three is to keep generating content, keep having a good time driving and stuff. You know, I bought the Shelby. You know, what did I start doing? I started going to the racetrack. That's a race car. And I really enjoy that, and we're going to keep that up on the channel. But I bought the Raptor. Now, what is the Raptor good for? Well, yeah, you guessed it, like jumping and going off-roading and flying in sand pits and things like that. So luckily, I mean, we have a ton of off-roading up here in the Northwest. A lot of the trails are a little bit skinny for the Raptor, but we're going to be able to find plenty of places to go screw around, have fun, get cool content. You know, so I'm just going to have fun with the Raptor while I daily drive it. I don't have any cons about the truck except for the fact that obviously it doesn't get good gas mileage, but whatever. It's got like a 37-gallon tank, so it kind of feels like you're getting the same amount of gas mileage as like a normal car because it takes so much gas. But just when you go to fill it up and, like, you know, it's like $150, okay, then you feel it, right? But whatever, you got to pay to play, you know. I have no problem with that. So just overall driving impressions for the Raptor after a month of ownership is, it's incredible. I'm actually surprised I lived so long without it. I feel like I can just do anything in this truck. It's huge. I got tons of room. The dogs can just do whatever they want back there. I don't really care. And whatever, it's got like a nice presence on the road, you know, because it's so big. It's got the daytime running lights, the 3 little amber bulbs. Those are pretty badass. Sometimes I drive around with those 2 fog lights on. I don't know if that's legal. Tell me in the comments, please, because I'm not sure. Also, the other thing I'm not quite sure of is where I fit on the food chain of trucks. Since I've gotten a truck, and this is a full-size truck, right? Since I've gotten a full-size truck, I notice a lot of other full-size trucks. And I'm not sure where the Raptor sits through all that. You know, it's only an F-150. Does that mean an F-250 is a better truck? An F-350? Does it have to be diesel to be cooler than the Raptor? Not that I really care, but with the Shelby, it's obvious, you know, unless you have a brand new GT500, like your Mustang isn't as cool as the Shelby GT350, right? If you didn't have a Viper, your car was not as cool as the Viper, right? I get all that stuff, but with the Raptor, I'm not quite sure because I'm pretty new to the truck world. I do see a lot of fake looking Raptors, you know, people that get that fake grill and, you know, the Ford grill and stuff. So it's obviously a sought after look, but I don't know exactly, you know, like what's the top of the truck food chain, so to speak. So let me know in the comments below. Is the Raptor the top? I really doubt it, but it might be. A couple reasons that I didn't get the Gen 2 Raptor. Pretty easy. I wanted a truck that I could treat like a truck. I have a friend, I have two friends actually, that have Gen 2 Raptors, and I will be doing kind of a comparison video potentially someday in the future. So they've got Gen 2 Raptors, and they both have kind of told me like that they're like they're nice, you know, like they don't want to screw them up. And I don't want to speak for them or anything, but I did not want something that I was gonna, you know, I didn't want to go off a curb, or I was afraid to get scratched, or I didn't want the dogs chewing on like brand new factory leather or something like that. I just wanted something I could treat like a truck that was still like really badass, and I feel like the Raptor really checks that box for me. The other thing, obviously, you know, these things hold their value incredibly well, but this is still not a cheap truck. You know, you could buy a brand new F-150 for cheaper than I paid for this, and so you have to wonder, like, okay, well, why the Raptor? Are you gonna be jumping it? Are you going to Baja to off-road it? You know, well, I mean, basically because I like it. You know, it looks cool, and I am gonna like screw around and like do some of that off-roading stuff. You know, I basically want a truck that can do anything. Whether or not I do everything with it every day, I mean, who cares, you know, whatever. But I know if I have to, I can, right? That's really nice. And the third reason was that it has a V8. Who wants a V6 full-size truck? Oh, but it's got twin turbos on it. It's still an EcoBoost, you know. I'm sure that it runs good. I'm sure that it's fast and whatever. But this is a proven motor, and you know, like my friend Brian said, like, you think full-size truck, I mean, you think V8. I mean, I'm sure the new Raptor's badass, okay? I'm not saying it's not, whatever. You know, I'm gonna find a new Raptor, and we're gonna do a little side-by-side comparison. And I have a feeling that as soon as like the engines start, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, that's why you buy a Gen 1. And lastly, I kind of prefer the look of the front of the Gen 1 a little bit more than the Gen 2s. And I don't know why that is, but everyone's different or whatever. Maybe if I got them side by side, I'd feel differently. But all right, these dogs are starting to get a little anxious. Usually when I take them in the truck, we are going one place. Dog park. That's actually not happening today. We're just going for a ride for you guys. Okay, so speaking of you guys, this morning I put a poll out on YouTube asking if I should change my channel name to the All-American Driver. I've been contemplating changing the name for a while now, mainly because this channel particularly was built on automotive content, specifically with the Viper, but whatever, we've evolved. And I kind of want to keep it that way, car content. I know in the past I have posted cinematography stuff and also drum content. So I think I'm going to start another channel for all that stuff. Also, I don't want to put a YouTube sticker on like my window saying Jason Andrews. I think that that's a little bit cheesy, so I needed a name so I could advertise just a little bit better. It just kind of makes sense, you know. I'm in the US military, I'm driving American cars, whatever, the American Driver, it's cool. So you guys voted, the results are in. I had no idea how much you guys disliked my name, Jason Andrews, because it was like 90% in favor of changing the name to the American Driver. So when I upload this tonight, it will be on the new channel name. So thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, giving your input, you know, and helping build this channel so we can get twin turbos on the GT350, because that is priority number one. And yeah, we're gonna try to ride out this winter in the Raptor and just kind of have fun doing it. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.